Welcome back to another exciting and informative history change video. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to be transported through time. Get ready to embark on a journey of knowledge, discovery, and intrigue. Today, we transport ourselves back to the mesmerizing world of 1200 BC, a time shrouded in mystery and ancient wonders. Our journey begins with the dramatic collapse of mighty civilizations across the Mediterranean and Near East. Witness the fall of once great powers such as the Hittites, Mycenaeans, and the mighty Egyptian Empire. Explore the enigmatic reasons behind this widespread collapse and the impact it had on the course of history. The Hittites were an ancient Anatolian civilization that thrived during the Bronze Age. They built a powerful empire centered in central Anatolia, modern-day Turkey, and exerted their influence over a vast territory from the 18th to the 12th century BC. However, the Hittite Empire eventually faced its decline and disappearance. The exact reasons surrounding the fall of the Hittite Empire are still debated among historians. While there is no single definitive cause, several factors likely contributed to their end. Internal power struggles and political instability within the Hittite Empire weakened its central authority. The empire experienced periods of civil unrest, including succession disputes and rivalries among the ruling elite. These internal conflicts likely sapped the strength of the empire and made it vulnerable to external pressures. A confederation of seafaring groups originating from the eastern Mediterranean embarked on a series of destructive invasions during the Bronze Age collapse. These invasions, which occurred around 1200 BC, caused widespread turmoil and led to the downfall of various ancient civilizations, including the Hittites. The exact role of the Sea Peoples in the collapse of the Hittite Empire is still a subject of debate, but they likely played a significant part in destabilizing the region. The Hittites faced external pressures from neighboring powers such as the Assyrians, Phrygians, and others. These rival kingdoms and emerging powers encroached upon Hittite territories, gradually eroding their control and influence. Military conflicts and territorial losses likely contributed to the weakening and ultimate collapse of the Hittite Empire. The exact details of the end of the Hittite Empire are not fully known, as the civilization left behind few written records regarding its demise. However, archaeological evidence suggests that Hittite cities were gradually abandoned or destroyed, and the once mighty empire ceased to exist as a centralized political entity. The Hittites' disappearance marked the end of their significant political presence, but their cultural and historical legacy continued to influence subsequent civilizations in the region. The story of the Hittites and their eventual decline stands as a reminder of the complex dynamics and interplay of internal and external factors that shape the fate of ancient civilizations. The Mycenaeans were an ancient Greek civilization that thrived during the later years of the Bronze Age. They were known for their impressive palaces, advanced military technology, and extensive trade networks. However, the Mycenaean civilization faced a decline and eventual collapse, similar to other societies during the Bronze Age collapse. Similar to the Hittites, the Mycenaeans faced invasions and conflicts from various groups, including the Sea Peoples, who disrupted the stability and security of the region. These invaders, believed to be a confederation of different peoples, attacked and put pressure on Mycenaean territories, leading to military conflicts and destabilization. Internal factors, such as political instability and fragmentation, weakened the central authority of the Mycenaean civilization. The power struggles among local rulers and the erosion of central control likely played a pivotal role in the civilization's decline. The Bronze Age collapse saw the disruption of long-established trade networks that connected the Mediterranean and beyond. The collapse of these trade routes disrupted the Mycenaeans' economic system, which heavily relied on international trade and resource exchange. The loss of access to vital resources and markets likely contributed to their economic decline. Some theories propose that environmental factors, such as earthquakes, droughts, or climatic changes, may have had an impact on the Mycenaean civilization. These natural disasters could have disrupted agricultural productivity, causing food shortages and societal upheaval. As a result of these various factors, the Mycenaean civilization gradually declined, with many of their cities and palaces falling into disrepair or abandonment. The once mighty centers of Mycenaean power, such as Mycenae, Tiryns and Pylos, lost their prominence, and the civilization ceased to exist as a dominant political and cultural force. It's important to remember that while the Mycenaean civilization declined, it did not entirely disappear. Elements of Mycenaean culture and influence continued to shape subsequent Greek civilizations, and their legacy can be seen in later Greek literature, art, and architecture. The fall of the Mycenaeans marked a significant turning point in Greek history, paving the way for the subsequent Dark Age and the rise of the classical Greek city-states. Even though the Egyptians did manage to repel their invaders, during the Bronze Age collapse, these incursions and subsequent conflicts likely strained the military and resources of the Egyptian state. During this time period, the pharaoh's authority weakened, and regional rulers gained more autonomy, leading to fragmentation within the country. This decentralization of power weakened the overall stability and governance of the Egyptian rule. The overall destruction of trade networks during the Bronze Age collapse had a negative impact on Egypt's economy. Egypt relied heavily on international trade, particularly with regions such as the Aegean and the Eastern Mediterranean. The decline of trade routes and economic turmoil likely contributed to economic hardships within the kingdom. The political instability and economic challenges of the time likely led to social unrest and discontent within Egyptian society. Lower-level officials and local leaders sought to increase their influence and power. This would lead to power struggles and internal conflicts. Despite these challenges, Egypt managed to endure and eventually stabilize in the following centuries. The reign of Ramesses III marked a period of recovery and resurgence. The pharaoh implemented military reforms and successfully defended Egypt against further invasions by the Sea Peoples, preserving the kingdom's integrity. From the ashes of the Bronze Age collapse, a new era of powerful empires emerged. Discover the rise of formidable kingdoms like the Neo-Assyrian and Neo-Babylonian empires. Marvel at their military might, architectural achievements, and contributions to art, science, and governance. The Neo-Assyrian Empire emerged in the 10th century BC, and became one of the most powerful kingdoms in the ancient Near East. It rose to prominence in Mesopotamia, with its capital at Nineveh. The Assyrians expanded their territory through military conquests, employing advanced military tactics, siege warfare, and a highly organized army. They established a centralized administration, with efficient bureaucratic systems and a well-developed network of communication. The Neo-Assyrian Empire was renowned for its ruthless and fearsome warrior kings, who employed brutal tactics to assert their dominance. One notable example is King Ashurbanipal II, who displayed his ruthlessness by carving detailed accounts of his violent conquests on the walls of his palace. These inscriptions depicted scenes of military campaigns, cruel punishments for rebellious subjects, and graphic displays of his power. These depictions were meant to instill fear in enemies and maintain control over the empire. The Neo-Assyrian kings held very elaborate events, such as lion hunting. These grand spectacles were meant to be a display of their power and prowess. These hunts were not just for practical purposes but also served as symbolic acts of control over nature and the embodiment of kingly strength. The kings would venture into the wilderness, accompanied by a large entourage and skilled hunters, to face and subdue ferocious lions. The hunt was often depicted in detailed reliefs and sculptures, showcasing the bravery and dominance of the king. The Neo-Assyrians were known for their advanced siege warfare techniques and ingenious engineering. They developed innovative military technologies and strategies to conquer heavily fortified cities. The Assyrians used battering rams, siege towers, and movable protective shields to breach city walls. They also utilized ingenious water diversion techniques, such as digging tunnels or rerouting rivers, to undermine the foundations of enemy fortifications. These military advancements allowed the Neo-Assyrians to overcome formidable defenses and achieve military dominance in the region. Following the collapse of the Late Bronze Age civilizations, the Kingdom of Israel emerged in the southern Levant around the 11th century BC. It developed from a confederation of tribes into a centralized monarchy under kings like Saul, David, and Solomon. The Kingdom of Israel flourished culturally and politically, with Jerusalem as its capital and religious center. However, internal divisions led to the eventual split into the Northern Kingdom of Israel and the Southern Kingdom of Judah. Despite their eventual downfall and conquest by foreign powers, these kingdoms played a significant role in the development of the Israelite identity and influenced subsequent religious and cultural traditions. Israelites traveled through the wilderness after their liberation from Egypt, carrying with them the tabernacle, a portable sanctuary, and the Ark of the Covenant, believed to house the stone tablets of the Ten Commandments. The tabernacle was a sacred tent that served as a place of worship and a symbol of God's presence among the Israelites. It was meticulously constructed according to divine instructions and housed various sacred objects and rituals. The Ark of the Covenant, carried within the tabernacle, was revered as a symbol of God's covenant with the Israelites and was said to possess supernatural powers. Israelites existed as a confederation of 12 tribes, descended from the 12 sons of Jacob, also known as Israel. Each tribe had its own distinct territory, and was led by its own tribal leaders or chieftains. The confederation provided a loose framework for social and political organization, with tribes cooperating for matters of mutual interest such as defense or common worship. The Israelites were governed by a series of charismatic leaders known as judges. These individuals emerged as influential figures within their respective tribes and played crucial roles in times of crisis or conflict. Judges were not hereditary rulers but were chosen by divine appointment or as recognized leaders of their communities. They exercised judicial, military, and administrative functions, settling disputes, leading armies, and offering guidance to the people. Prominent judges during this period include figures like Gideon and Samson. The Phoenicians, a seafaring people of the eastern Mediterranean, established prosperous city-states along the coasts of modern-day Lebanon, Syria, and Israel during the Iron Age. Phoenician city-states, such as Tyre, Sidon, and Byblos, became renowned centers of maritime trade, commerce, and shipbuilding. The Phoenicians excelled in navigation, developing advanced ship designs and establishing extensive trade networks throughout the Mediterranean. They were known for their production of prized purple dye, intricate craftsmanship, and seafaring expertise. The Phoenicians also played a crucial role in the spread of the Phoenician alphabet, which later influenced the development of alphabetic writing systems used worldwide. The Phoenicians were renowned for their advanced shipbuilding techniques, which played a crucial role in their success as seafarers. They were skilled in constructing sturdy and maneuverable vessels that enabled them to navigate the Mediterranean and beyond. The Phoenician ships were primarily designed for trade and exploration, featuring a sleek and streamlined hull, multiple masts, and square or triangular sails. These ships were well suited for both coastal navigation and long-distance voyages, allowing the Phoenicians to travel great distances and establish extensive trade networks. The Phoenicians were pioneers in the field of navigation and cartography, developing techniques to navigate the open seas with remarkable precision. They relied on celestial navigation, observing the positions of stars, the sun, and other celestial bodies to determine their location and course. Additionally, the Phoenicians created detailed navigational charts and maps, marking important coastal landmarks, harbors, and trade routes. Their knowledge of winds, currents, and navigational aids, such as the North Star, enabled them to navigate safely and explore new territories, contributing to their reputation as skilled mariners. The Phoenicians are credited with the invention of the first widely used phonetic alphabet. Unlike previous writing systems, which were primarily pictographic or logographic, the Phoenician alphabet was a system of symbols that represented individual sounds or phonemes. It consisted of 22 consonant letters, without any vowel symbols. This innovation made writing more accessible and adaptable, as it required a smaller number of symbols compared to other writing systems. The Phoenician alphabet served as the foundation for numerous writing systems that followed, including the Greek, Latin, and ultimately, the modern Western alphabets. As we reflect on this distant era, we are reminded of the profound impact these events had on shaping the world we know today. The echoes of these ancient civilizations can still be found in our political systems, architecture, languages, and art. Their triumphs and struggles, their innovations and traditions, continue to inspire and inform the present. Join us next time on History Change, as we delve into another captivating era, unearthing hidden treasures and unraveling the mysteries of the past. Remember to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell, so you never miss an episode. Together, let's keep exploring the rich tapestry of human history and uncover the secrets that connect us to our ancient roots. Thank you for joining us on this remarkable journey, and until next time, may history continue to change and enrich our lives.